Hey, what's up, bro? I'm gonna try to look at the camera, not at the screen, because that's weird. So here I am in my very messy office. Here's the setup. Let me turn this around real quick. All right, so here is the setup. Audio-Technica AT2020. Actually, for the price, man, it's a really great mic for amp. I've mic'd the G1265 side of my cab because it's a little bit fatter sounding than the Greenback. Here's the setup. I'm just going to swap pedals in and out right now. The pedal I'm going to show you is the Gold version 2. I'll compare the Centura and the Morning Glory. The Helix is completely off. It's just bypass right now, as well as the wet. There's nothing going on with those. There's the guitar, and I'm playing through the Egnater, and you can see the settings right now. It's pretty flat. Got everything on modern. It's on the Fender Voice. Anyway, yeah, the guitar is as P90. Actually, the P rails in it. I'll use the single coil setting, the split coil, so that you can kind of get an idea of what that sounds like. And I guess that's it, man. All right, so I don't think I mentioned, I'm just going straight into a USB preamp into GarageBand. So no effects or anything from GarageBand. I have a little bit of reverb from the reverb pedal that's in the back of the amp that you can't see. Other than that, there's really not anything else going on. So let me get GarageBand going here. And all right, here we go. Here's the Pettyjohn, and you can see, hopefully you can see the settings. The highs are at about 3 o'clock. The gain is just past noon. Levels just past noon. Lows are again probably about 1 o'clock. So here we go. Here's the clean. So you can hear it's a little bit crunchy already, but here we go. You can see it kind of cleans up pretty well when you pull the volume back. Okay, there you have that. Here's the Morning Glory just for comparison. I think you can probably see where the knobs are, but drives at about 10 o'clock, volume is at about 2:30, tone slightly above noon, and the bright switch is on. Here's Centura as a comparison. I like the gain a little bit higher than it was. All right, just for giggles, here's this is the Calhoun, the JHS Calhoun, which is I can't remember, I don't think, is it the Super Bowl? No, it's their Twin 12. Twin 12 and then their Firefly fuzz, I believe, or one of their fuzzes. This is the drive set. Here's the fuzz. raunchy. Anyway, I'm thinking like about the Calhoun or the Twin 12 is that it's a little bit like I don't know, it's a little lo-fi. It's not as, I don't know, crisp and clean. Compared to the Morning Glory. So you can hear the difference. It's a little bit grittier, a little bit looser, almost has a little bit of a fuzz around the edges, which I like for some of the raunchier stuff that we do. Anyway, switching these out. So here's the full drive. You'll notice, you notice a throat. You said something about a throaty tone, and it does have that. It's definitely not transparent. It's got a chewy, I don't know, like low mid in it that I end up cranking the tone knob just to get a little bit more clarity out of it. So here we go. And that's the wide asymmetrical. What I was telling you, I like the better of all the settings. So you're right. It's got a kind of a throatier. It's a good sounding drive. It's just a little bit thicker. It's definitely not transparent. Here's the probably the least transparent of all the settings. And that's the 90s clipping option. I guess people really wanted that back, so that's what you got. I'll sweep the overdrive knob a little bit, just to give you a little bit of a feel of that, and then we'll move on from there. Here it is at noon. Here, I'll move the tone a little bit so you can see. At noon, here's what the tone sounds like. And that again's in the white, asymmetrical. Here's what I was telling you about the where you take all the clipping out except for the JFET chip, and it's a little bit louder too, so it pushes the amp harder. It still definitely has an overdrive characteristic, but clean signal, and here you go. Just again, this is a straight clean boost. The right now I have the dynamics almost cranked, and that as you crank the dynamics, you have more of it's kind of like a presence knob, and I like the presence a little bit higher. So here's clean, here's the boost. Together. just for fun, I will show you the Sick As and kind of compare that to the Centura. It's a modified Klon circuit, but you can get a lot of the same tones out of it. It's just a little bit brighter, and you have a bass control, which is really nice if you want to add a little bit more thickness to the tone. Okay, so here's the Sick As. We'll start with the gain down, and just use that as a clean boost, which is what a lot of people use the Klons for. So. Excuse me, and I have the treble at about 1030. It's a little bit bright for me, so I turn the bass up to about 1230 and the treble down to about 1030. And that's without any gain. So here's rolling the gain in a little bit to about 9 o'clock. Probably about where the Centura is. So you can tell a difference, but if they're in the same ballpark, obviously, because they're, within the same circuit. So. And then if you crank the gain a little bit more on the scale, crank it to noon, turn the level down just a little bit. So yeah, this one comes on and off my board. I really like the Sick As a lot. It's really clear, very bright. The other thing is that right now the switch is in the down position, which is more the rhythm. Gives you a little more low end. It's a little bit less compressed. If you switch it up, which I'll do, it cuts some of the volume, but it gives you a little bit more compression and sustain for leads. So it's subtle, but. Turn the level up just a little bit. It's easier to feel under your fingers than it is to hear, really, honestly. It's pretty subtle, the effect on the actual sound and tone. But yeah, the Sick As, honestly, after playing this demo for you, I may put this back on my board for this week. It's also a great lead boost, so I actually like having the boost after whatever rhythm tone I'm having, but because of the way this is set up, you can see how it is. But we'll start with the Morning Glory, and I'll show you what I mean. So. So it also works pushing the Morning Glory as well. So, man, I think that's about it as far as these pedals go. If there's anything else, I have so many freaking pedals right now. If you have any that that I have that you want to hear, just shoot me a text or whatever, and we'll go from there. Cool. All right, man. Have an awesome evening.